All right, let's talk about it. Trump and Ukraine this time, but it's not about war. It's about money, minerals, and power. President Trump has announced that Ukrainian President Zelensky will be visiting the White House to sign a game-changing deal, a $1 trillion deal. The U.S. is securing access to Ukraine's critical mineral resources. Now, a lot of people are already screaming about this. Is Trump selling out Ukraine? Is this just a business deal? What about military aid? But let's break this down, because if you really look at what's happening, this isn't just about Trump. This is about America finally playing the geopolitical game on its own terms. Why does this matter? Because Ukraine isn't just some battlefield in Eastern Europe. It's sitting on a gold mine of resources: lithium, graphite, titanium, and rare earth elements. These minerals aren't just useful, they're essential for the modern economy. Smartphone, defense tech, electric vehicles, the weapons that the U.S. military needs to stay dominant, all of it relies on these resources. And Ukraine has them in spades. And guess who controls most of the world's supply right now? You got it, China. That's the real game here. For the last few decades, the U.S. has let China dominate global mineral production, refine these materials, and corner the market. Trump doesn't just want to push China out of American manufacturing. He wants to cut Beijing out of the global economy entirely. Trump's pitch? Simple. If the U.S. is going to keep backing Ukraine, it should get something in return. And that's where the deal comes in. The agreement will establish a reconstruction investment fund where Ukraine funnels 50% of its future mineral revenue into rebuilding the country. In return, U.S. companies will get priority access to these resources. Sounds great, right? America gets the minerals it needs, Ukraine gets economic growth, and China gets boxed out. I always like it when China gets boxed out. But here's the catch. Zelensky has been hesitant because while the deal brings investment, it doesn't come with any security guarantees. No additional weapons, no increased military support, just business. And for Ukraine, that's a massive gamble. Why? Because some of the richest mineral deposits are in Russian-occupied territory. That's the elephant in the room. If Ukraine signs this deal, what happens next? Does America help secure these resources? Is Washington ready to push Russia out? Or is the U.S. just locking in a future claim, waiting for the war to play out? Either way, this isn't just a business deal, it's a long-term geopolitical move. And don't ignore the bigger picture. This deal isn't just about Ukraine, it's about cutting China out of the supply chain. Right now, Beijing and Moscow are strengthening their economic ties. China is buying up Russian energy, Russian minerals, Russian weapons, and in return, China is keeping Russia afloat. This Ukraine deal forces China to rethink that strategy. If Trump locks down Ukraine's minerals, the U.S. gains a strategic chokehold over key supply chains. That means Beijing loses leverage over the global economy. But here's where it gets really interesting. Trump has always believed in leveraging America's economic power instead of endless military interventions. This is exactly that. Instead of just dumping money into Ukraine with no return, Trump wants to turn U.S. aid into an investment, one that strengthens America, weakens China, and forces Ukraine to make tough choices. And let's be clear, this isn't some one-off move. If this works, Trump will apply the same playbook everywhere. Think about it. What if the U.S. cut the same deal with Africa, South America, and even parts of Asia? What if instead of throwing billions in foreign aid away, America got real economic leverage in return? That's the long game that I think most people don't understand. Bottom line, the deal isn't about generosity, it's about power. Trump is making sure that if America backs Ukraine, it's not just a donation, it's an investment. And here's the best part. China can't do anything about it. Stay tuned, this story is far from over. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow America's Geopolitics for hard-hitting geopolitical analysis. This is Frank. See you next time.